Yeah, okay, maybe tonight's VAT USA Tuesday event was for controllers and not for pilots. Man, I was really looking forward to working on improving my approach technique, but you know what's a cure for being bummed out? How about a bowl of soup and some homemade cookies from Lana's Cafe? Yeah, let's go to work up here in the Pacific Northwest. We can do all this stuff on our own anyway, right? We don't need those controllers. And welcome to Bowerman Airport up here in the Washington State area, the Pacific Northwestern coast, basically, of the United States of America, if you're not familiar. And we're going to fly today from Bowerman to Friday Harbor. It's been a little while since I've been up here, so I thought it would kind of be fun to maybe come up here and check it out. Here is the route so far. We are going to file IFR just because we have a little bit of weather kind of in the area. I don't know how much that's going to affect us, but we're going to depart Bowerman, head essentially to the northwest, and turn a little bit more north up here to what is this? Penn Cove. We'll pick up the, looks like this is the Caro intersection. We're going to be tracking essentially towards Seattle as soon as we head out of Bowerman. Then north to Penn Cove, and we're going to go past Penn Cove just a little bit here to, gosh, I don't even know what this, the island intersection, I guess, and then from there we'll turn west into Friday Harbor. And so all kinds of good stuff, some VORs to tune as always, but an NDB here as well. It's been a little while since we've done that, so that should be interesting enough. But then when we get to Friday Harbor, we're going to cancel IFR, and then we're going to just work some patterns there. Just kind of, it's been a while since I've been in the A2A, and so I need the work. Let's just put it that way. Let's see real fast before we get going. I haven't done this in a while either. Let's check and see what's going on in the world of VATSIM. And yeah, no air traffic controllers in our area here, Pacific Northwest, and that's okay, honestly. Maybe somebody will pop in here as the night progresses, but looks like Denver control approach is on. Minneapolis, St. Paul, Atlanta, New York area, and then a few airspaces up here in Canada. So, and some Central America, down here South America as well, and even a little bit of control here in the Europe area as well. Where does Europe become Asia? I could be off on that, guys. Sorry. Um, Geography was not my strong suit in school, and then everything else is pretty well quiet here on a Tuesday night, which not uncommon. But yeah, you do have a few options if you want to get out and about and are not necessarily interested in flying up here in the Pacific Northwest with us. If you are, that'd be awesome. Come on by, and we'd love to have you tag along here. I guess I do need to check in. What am I? November 516 Delta Mike, Cessna 182, Skylane. Very good. And then we'll file the flight plan. And yeah, let's just downwind sim. Going to tag along. Very good, very good. He'll be obviously X-plane version here, but it should look. Maybe the airports won't look quite as nice. we've got some Orbix airports here, but I guarantee you that the surrounding scenery is gonna look fantastic. And even with the Orbix Pacific Northwest mesh that I have installed, I think what you're going to get from Ortho is probably going to be yeah, every bit as good, if not better. So sounds good. I'm going to do the walk around and then we're going to get started here. Let's see if I can remember how to do that. But better go ahead and top off the fuel tanks here. If you leave the fuel tanks more than half empty, you can run into problems in this plane, and so kind of an interesting thing. Speaking of this plane, what's our maintenance hangar report say here? Yeah, looking good, good shape, good shape. Walk around. Okay, so we're gonna do that right now. We're gonna hop out the door and pitot cover. Oh, I have to do that. That's right, pitot cover, and then we'll check our temperature. Should be cool. It is right now. Yep, nothing on to this point. Fuselage, we'll check, make sure that's locked. It is. Tail, remove the tie down, take a look. Some wear and tear on that, but not too bad. A little bit of kind of oil and stuff. You have to keep an eye on that, by the way. I have had an elevator failure, and that was a bad day. Same thing here, just kind of taking a look. Those all look okay. You know, a little bit of grime and grease here. And that's nice and tight. And we'll just kind of, whoops, we already went there. To the right wing, and that also nice and tight. Our moving pieces here, those look good. Aileron, checking that, all looks good. We'll take the tie down off and just kind of looking at that fuel tank vent opening, and it's clear. Take the chocks off. Tires look good. No wear and tear. No hydraulic leaks anywhere on the pavement. Again, all these are failures that you can that are simulated in this A2A, and I learned the hard way there. My Discord voice, absolutely, my friend. Let me hop over there here right quick. And a pleasant good evening, Mr. Downwind Sim. Maybe. Do I have you? Hello? Test 1, 2. Send him a quick message in case he's having some audio problems or I'm having audio problems. All right, this looks good. Nice and clear, good color. We'll check the, yep, fuel levels were full. We just topped it off, so that's good. We'll check the static opening. Oh, right there. That's clear of blockage. We'll take another strainer full of avgas. That looks good. The tires, again, properly inflated. No leaks around. And it looks like checking the nose, the propeller, that all looks good. The air intakes are free of blockage. That looks a little funky down there. I wonder if I'm getting to the point where that's wearing out just a little bit. That's the air filter, free from debris. Yeah, has that got debris? Is that considered debris, or is that looks okay? We'll see how it starts, I guess. Checking the oil. That oil looks nice and full and a good color. And then let's see, we've got static opening on this side too. That's also free. And then the left fuel tank full. Color looks good. Pitot tube looks clear of blockage. Get the chocks out. Tire pressure looks good. No leaks. Take off the tie down. Check the stall vane. That looks good. And again, that's clear of blockage and damage. Looking here at the moving parts. Oh, that all looks good, like it should. Press and hold that. That's nice and tight. And that actually looks better than the other side. Cleaner. That might be a little bit dirty, but not too bad. And that's it. We're ready to get this thing started. So let's hop in here, take the control lock off, and turn the battery on. Let's make sure that the cowl flaps are open. Open up the fuel. I don't think I need anything else.
I hear you. Good evening.
Hey, all right, there is our friend Downwind Sim. Hello, how are you, sir?
Just fine, thank you. And you?
I'm doing good now. Yes, indeed. So, are you spawned here as well? Are you in the? What are you? Probably in the Mooney tonight. What are you in?
I'm doing a little more Mooney action. Yep, I'm just to your left.
Very cool. I think I can see your tires there. 3 wheels. Oh, yeah, there you go. Very cool. Not exactly a Mooney. It looks a little bit more like a Cirrus something or other. Free castering plane, but good to have you along. Have you got yourself dug out of all your snow up there in the lower St. Louis borough area? Whatever.
We're doing just fine, thank you.
Another snow day tomorrow?
Or on Saturday, so I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, good. Okay, let's see. Battery on. I gotta put the prop all the way forward. Fuel pump, we're gonna watch the fuel flow. Just a quick shot of fuel there, that's all we need. Crack the throttle, and with any luck, maybe zoom back out here and see what happens. No. What? I'm a little worried about my air filter. There we go. Yep. When I was doing the pre-flight, it looked like my air filter might be a little funkadelic there, and
Well, I was going to say something.
Yeah, I'm sure you were, Mr. By the Book here. Yeah. All right. Well, it's good to know this baby will start. Nav. Put the pitot heat on. Why not? Oh, and I just found that magic click spot that is right there, right by the pitot heat, which gets me every time. And let's turn the avionics on. And so, did you get the flight plan, my good man? Do you know where we're going? All that good stuff?
Roughly. Yeah, okay. Roughly.
Okay.
I just filed VFR until I need it.
Oh, okay.
Until we need to do something different. So.
Sounds good. Sounds good. Oh boy, what have I done here? I just did something weird on my Streamlabs. Hopefully that didn't just kill everything on the Streamlab world. Okay, so what I need to do here is give it a little bit more juice and let it
looks okay on my end.
Okay, good. Appreciate that. So I'm going to depart and I'm going to tune in Holcomb 17.7, and even though we're here, essentially we're going to be I don't know if it's right traffic or left traffic for this. Seems like it's left traffic.
Well, I'd be happy to look at my chart. I have it here right in front of me.
Yeah, please do, because I don't know, but there's
pattern for 6.
Right pattern for 6. Okay, very good. Thank you, sir.
If you have a chart in that
I do.
plane,
you know what I do. Yep, I do. RP6. Sure enough, I was looking at the world low. That was my problem. Low en route. So anyway, Holcomb 17.7 and then 049er. We're going to try to intercept that. See if we can here. So let's put that in. Been doing too much bush flying. I'm not used to this fancy VOR stuff. This newfangled VOR stuff.
Oh yeah, I ran some GPS flights yesterday trying to catch Slant Alpha right across the ocean.
That looked like a fun flight. I enjoyed watching that. Love that doggone AeroWorks DC-3, man. That thing's awesome. There's a plane I haven't been in for a while. All right, there's 40, there's 50. So, whoops. How about we do this?
So
49. All right, we're gonna be right about there.
Let me know when I can interrupt you.
Oh, go ahead. I'm just doing the old talk as I'm thinking. Rock on.
So the latest version of XPilot is terrific because I can now tune in the ASOS or ATIS or AWAS, well, whatever, and hear it from the sim, even at this airport, without active sky.
Oh, very cool. I should attempt that myself here, and just to see, is it still 2200?
That will work in active sky, yes.
Oh, okay. Oh, but you can actually, from the chart, you can pull that up.
Yeah, so the ASOS here is 135.775.
I'm going to try that in a second. So we'll be departing actually runway 6, so actually to the east here. We don't need to make right traffic. So yeah, 135.775. Let me try that. Let's just see. That'd be a big negatory, good buddy. Let's try, what's 122 nothing. That's the standard. That should give me the robot
Yeah, I'm not
active
getting
sky
any.
voice.
Kilo Hotel
Interesting.
Quebec Mike Airport information Lima
hold on a minute. Maybe I have it
003
defeated
Zulu
in my
weather wind 076 at 7 visibility 10 sky condition 2000 scattered temperature 6 dew point 6 altimeter 3001 advise on initial contact you have information
Oh,
Lima
I got it.
That's totally opposite of what it's saying. I need to listen to that
Kilo
again.
Hotel Quebec Mike Airport information Lima 0053 Zulu weather wind 076
Oh,
at
yeah,
7
076.
visibility 10 sky condition 2000 scattered temperature
really weird
6
because
dew point 6
same active sky
altimeter
that this is coming from is telling me
3001 advise on initial
09 or
contact
0.
you have information Lima
Okay, that's very strange.
Kilo
That is very strange. Well, I guess when in doubt, maybe we just take a look at the windsock. Do we have a windsock here anywhere?
In that fancy scenery, you should have a windsock.
You would think. Well, according to Lannis Cafe, we should be departing to the east. So that's what I'm going to roll with here. It's a 7 knot wind. I mean, it's a significant wind for a couple of light planes like what we have. Well, let's get going, I guess, and we'll just see.
I have 070 at 7
Okay.
and 3001 for the altimeter.
Oh yeah, 3001 is also what I have, and I don't know if I've set that yet. No, I have not. So I have 09 or 07, so I think we're let's go to our left and let's see what happens here. So I don't know what the taxiways here are, but Bowerman traffic, November 516 Delta Mike, red and sorry, a white Skyhawk. We're going to be taxiing runway 6 for East IFR departure, Bowerman. I don't have the CHOTS, probably Alpha. I think there's only one.
Track sent you a message there.
Oh, he
We're
did?
at
Okay.
Bowerman Field
Yeah, Hotel Quebec Mike.
and running up into Pacific Northwest.
Friday Harbor. No, that's Boston. All right. Well, our windsock's not helping us a whole heck of a lot, but it does look like it's favoring a departure from runway 6. So I think we've made a wise choice. Yeah. So
You're circling around behind me.
I did.
Yeah,
Man.
you have 070 at 7? Is that what
I have
you have?
09 or 0 at 7. I'm also seeing, like I say, a couple of windsocks that are saying that that's the way to go. Let's see here.
It must be a P3D thing.
Could be. So there's the IFR route that I'm filing, by the way, if you're if you're curious, tracks. And again, it's there's the two airfields. Hey, Kenny Monster. 15 minutes. All right, we can get this all knocked out. We'll fly the entire route, and we'll get our pattern work all done in 15 minutes. I'm doing about Mach 5 down this taxiway here. Did you hear that sonic boom? I also need to put on, let's do this. I'm starting to fog up a little bit. How about a cabin heat and a little defroster? It's chilly up here, 43 degrees, man. It's almost like recess duty today for me. It was brutal, man, I'm telling you.
I thought you said it was nice out.
It was actually, it
Minus
was one of
6.
those weird deals.
No, 6.
It was 6 above, not a breath of wind, bright sun, and
That makes all the difference.
yeah, and it just felt awesome. I mean, yesterday it was like 10 above, but just had a biting wind, and it was just no fun. No fun for anybody, especially us old guys. All right, so okay, so here Kenny Monster's talking about finishing up supper and then being here. Yeah, we'll be here. I'm gonna do a quick run up.
Bowerman traffic Mooney 748 Hotel Sierra is taxiing to runway 6. Bowerman.
Don't have a great run up area here, so I'm just gonna kind of pull off to the side as best I can. I did not hear you over. Oh boy, I did not hear you, by the way, over the Unicom frequency. I wonder if I'll look at mine. You look at yours.
You transmit on some. You transmit.
Radio check.
Yep, I got you there.
Okay.
Radio check. You got me here?
You know what? I think I did actually, because I saw the receive light come on, but I also heard you. Maybe I just thought I was hearing you over Discord, so that's cool.
Maybe I pressed the wrong button. That's altogether possible.
I've been known to do that.
Too many pushed it. Too many pushed the talk button.
All right, here we go. Run up, mag check. Ooh, that's quite a drop there. Holy cow. All right, so my left mag dropped way more than the right. That's not good. All right, that stabilized. We're 1,000. Pressure looks okay. All my suction and everything else looks good. Okay. I may need a new battery for my next flight. Had quite the mag drop. Alright, flaps approach. Taxi lights.
What kind of junk are you flying up there?
Oh, I turned the landing lights instead of the taxi lights. Yeah, I don't know, man. Bowerman traffic, Skylane 516 Delta Mike. We are departing runway 6 straight out Bowerman. Basically straight out. 051-ish. Or wait, 049. Okay, final looks clear. If I could see down that low, I would say the runway's clear. We're just gonna... Yeah, I think it's clear.
Looks good from my point of view.
Thank you. I figured you would give me a warning if anybody was coming. Alright, I see a giant 6. There's my friend Downwind Sim. Well, I can't even get lined up. What does that tell you? That's not good.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Maybe I should ride along with you here later tonight then.
I am excited to try that out, though, by the way. Downwind Sim's talking about the shared cockpit software that he has stumbled upon. Well, not stumbled upon, but he went and looked for the other night, and we are flying. And I do want to do that, but I do want to get into something that I'm like a little bit more comfortable in, you know, like about the only plane right now I would feel comfortable doing a shared cockpit would be in like the Aeroworks, you know, the DC-3. Everything else I would just be, it would not help you at all because you would just be telling me what to do. But that does look pretty cool. I'd like to try that. And away we go. Bowerman, Skyhawk, 516 Delta Mike, we're clear of the field. Bowerman.
Yeah, sorry, people are texting me.
No problem.
Yeah, I think that'd be awesome. In fact, probably what I'd like to try, even if we have, I mean, depending on how the night goes, we might even have time to try it tonight, but we could even, there's a lot of configuration that you have to do to get the airplanes to behave on both
Sure.
ends. And the simple way to try it, I think, you can download the plugin and try it for 30 minutes free, and then use just the default Cessna 172 in X-Plane, and that would be a good try just to see how it all works.
So does
What
it
do you
have
think
a
of
cost associated with it then, I assume, if it has a free trial?
Yes, yeah.
I
it
thought
does.
everything was free in X-Plane.
Well, you know,
Come on.
most most things are. But if you quit going to Starbucks for like
That's right.
every morning,
I have paid off my Kodiak by limiting some beverage choices, that's for sure. But I did break down and I bought the premium frozen pizza last weekend. Instead of going Tombstone, I went DiGiorno.
oh well.
Right? Oh, I
Yeah,
forgot
you're
to.
kind of a big deal in the pizza department.
Yeah, you know. Actually, I love Tombstone Pizza. I wish they would sponsor the channel. That would be a dream.
Bowerman traffic, Mooney 748 Hotel Sierra is departing runway 6. And we'll do one traffic pattern here, and then we'll be departing to the east, following with Tombstone Pizza.
Yeah, baby. So
Bowerman.
just saying, if there's anybody out there from the Tombstone Pizza Empire, I've been with you since the start, man. And I would love, I would love a little sponsorship. I would name myself Tombstone 516 Delta Mike. I mean, that'd be every plane I'd fly would be Tombstone. Actually, what I'd probably do is go Tombstone 11816, just to kind of, best of both worlds, favorite pizza and my grandpa. So Tombstone people, don't say yes right away. Think about it. Get back to me. Have your people call my people. Yeah. Kenny Monster says, once you buy the game, the fun is free, right? Okay, I've just about intercepted. And by the way, if you're wondering why in the world Downwind is doing pattern work, because he's in a Mooney and I'm in a Skylane. So he'll be reeling me in. However, as I look at the horizon here, I think I've made a wise choice by choosing an IFR routes. We're getting close to Canada. I better speak Canadian. By choosing an IFR route. I do like flying up here because it gives me a chance to work on my Canadian. Where's Black Fox 403 when you need him? Okay. I did file, just for your knowledge, I actually filed 9,000.
You're way up there.
Well, I think we'd be good on my chart says that I think we're good at 5, but what I wanted to do is I wanted to practice that 500 feet per minute and 90 knot approach. So I'm going to try to get up there a little ways, but yeah, I mean, there's a little bit of scenery, like directly to our north. There's 10,000 foot peaks, but for the most part, where we're going, looks like 3,000 into Seattle would be good. Oh, 6,000 as we go north from Caro up
Bowerman traffic,
towards,
Mooney 748 Hotel Sierra and downwind runway 6.
as we go Caro up to Penn Cove, you need 6,000. So, yeah, 9 or 1,000's not going to be out of the range of the. I mean, it's not going to be extreme, but Black Fox is offline on Discord, probably baking. You're right. I mean, he's in Pacific time zone. Yeah, so I mean, it's 5:30 his time. It's quitting time.
Bowerman traffic, moving 748 Hotel Sierra, turning base runway 6, Bowerman.
So Trax and Kenny, you're welcome again to come on over the Discord voice. Especially if you're going to join the flight, come on over, man. Have some fun. What the heck? It's a Tuesday night. As Prince would say, it was Tuesday night. I guess that makes it all right, or something like that.
Bowerman traffic, moving 748 Hotel Sierra on base runway 6, Bowerman.
So I used to have this game. It was a boat racing game when I had like my first computer, and I got pretty good at it. And in fact, I got so good at it that I would do kind of what you're doing. There was like you drove this little circuit around an island, and there were rocks and stuff that you had to avoid. And I would test myself, and they would start the race, and I'd have to do like 3 laps around this rock before I headed out. And anyway, it kind of reminds me of that. You're doing, how many patterns can Downwind Sim do and still catch up?
This first one was pretty sloppy. I might do another.
Oh, Kenny's not going to be able to. Having a hard time keeping up with the 4 that currently on. Cannot compute that much. Yeah, Trax, Little Red Corvette. It's a classic. It is a classic. Okay. In the meantime, I need to be looking here at some distances, because we have. Let's see. The first waypoint here is the Euless, and that's 30 DME. And where are we at here? Where is my DME? So we're 22. So we're almost there. And then we go really 35. Now let me show you. So Euless, right here, Euless, or Ozalu as it's spelled. Oh no, there's Euless. Euless is 30 from the Holcomb VOR, which is what we're tracking outbound. 35 gets us to Sander, and then 10 more gets us here to Wanku. So 45 is when we'll flip over, and then we'll start tracking Seattle inbound, and we'll do that for gosh, looks like 12 miles. 36 will be where we're at, so 36 minus 12 is 20. It will be 24. We'll track the 24 DME, and then we'll turn north. Got that? There'll be a quiz later.
I'll need to review that after
Okay.
I do another.
Well, I can't believe that you just couldn't listen to my excellent teaching while you were doing your pattern and spit it right back to me. Are you streaming yourself, by the way? Okay, I need to pop yours up. I'd like.
Yeah, I got it going. Yeah.
I'm curious to see what what your scenery looks like there. Oh, Trax 360 brought up the maple bacon donut thing again. Man, just when you put something like that out of your mind, Trax has to bring it back up.
Yeah, I finished number 2 just yesterday, and it was
my.
absolutely delicious.
Oh my. Alright, we are onward and upward through 5,000. I'm feeling pretty good about this. We're still making 100 knots, which is good. We need to climb at 90 or better, so our scenery is kind of slipping away from us here.
Bowerman traffic, Mooney 748 Hotel Sierra is on downwind for runway 06, Bowerman.
For this bird, especially with full fuel tanks, climbing to 9 or 1,000 it's going to be a little bit of a task. Start leaning things out a little bit though, since we're
Bowerman traffic, Mooney 748 Hotel Sierra, turning base runway 6.
above 5,000. I see nothing but blue in your screen there, my friend. Oh, there we go. All right, sorry, it's the sim leg or the stream leg there. I'm like, where are you going? That's a good looking cockpit, man. That's a sweet airplane.
Bowerman traffic, Mooney 748 Hotel Sierra, turning final runway 6 for the option, Bowerman.
So Kenny Monster, you remind me a little bit of, I went through this Twitter phase where like there is a phenomenal EDU Twitter society. I mean, there's just an incredible bunch of educators that are on there, and this is going to surprise Downwind Sim, but I can get a little obsessive about things. And so like one of my favorite things to do used to be to come home and kind of after dinner, everybody's kind of wound down and, you know, just end of the night type of thing. I'd come down and I'd get on my tweet deck and I would load up about 2 or 3 ed chats and just kind of dabble between all of them and just pick things up, and kind of sounds like that's what you like to do, but only the Twitch stream version of it. But yeah, it really got out of hand for me, so I just sort of kind of had to quit cold turkey. I was doing 2 or 3 of those a night, and I was getting a lot of good ideas, but it was just almost too much to process. It was fun though. Met a lot of cool people. That looked better.
You can see my pattern shape there is a little rough, but the first one was rough. The second one was.
I just saw the touch and go. That looked better. All right, so here we go. We were looking at, we wanted 45. And then we're going to switch over. We're at 35 right now, so we should be passing the Sander
Bowerman traffic, Mooney 748 Hotel Sierra, departing the area to the east, climbing 3,500, Bowerman.
We'll make you forget about a lot of stuff, Trax.
Here I come, buddy.
All right, man. I'm only about.
What's the next waypoint? Where are you headed?
I tracked 17.7 outbound on a 049, and I am just right now I'm just going past the Sander intersection there.
All right, roger, thanks.
You betcha. Alright, so I have started to lose a little bit of speed here. Almost to 7,000. Man, I wonder if I'm going to have to just be content with that. I don't know what the winds are doing to me here, but alright, now I'm getting a little bit of speed. Bump that back up to 500. I do have a little more throttle I can give it here, so I will nudge that up slightly. There we go. That looks better. But yeah, Trax. I don't doubt that watching my stream probably has killed more than a few brain cells. So if it helps you forget about your stock charts, I guess that's a win, man. Hey, we're breaking out. We broke out at 7,300. Very good, very good. Yeah, I do that kind of stuff too, though, Trax. It's kind of nice to just have something on in the background, a podcast or a stream, where you can kind of do the busy work and stuff that doesn't need a little more mundane, and you kind of are automatic with it. It helps to
So 17.7.
pass the
What
time.
is that? Is that a VOR you're
It
tracking?
is. So it is the Holcomb. I think that's
And
how you
where
say
is
that.
that?
That is just west of where we departed. It's west of Bowerman. And then I'm about to flip over to Seattle 1680.
Okay. Sorry about that. I was looking at the wrong thing.
Yeah, you looking at Cheyenne?
I was I was too far down the coast.
Oh,
I was looking at Portland. Thanks.
understood, understood. You and that fancy Oculus stuff, man. Alright, there's 8,000.
Yep, going for a virtual ride tonight.
Sweet. It looks cool. It really does. Thousand to go. Just about to 45, then I'm going to flip it over to the Seattle VOR. I do think I'll pop it on to heading mode, or at least I'll update my heading bug just in case I need it. Been having this weird thing about not having smooth outbound to inbound transitions. So as I look at the inbound to, yeah, see, I'm going to need to do a little bit of adjusting. So let's do this. Let's go to heading mode, and let's flip over to Seattle 1680, and Seattle should be inbound 230. So we're a little off there. Should pick it up though. I'll nudge it. I'll bump it to the right just a little bit. Just about to 9,000. Trax 360 is sharing information on the stream that you only get. It's kind of a behind the scenes look at the glamorous life of Trax 360. He reports that he trades from home, and last February he didn't wear a pant. He didn't wear pants for the whole month.
Congratulations, I am very impressed.
I'm telling you, man, that's an accomplishment.
I get my pants on most days, but I don't shave usually throughout the week. It's So you heading to Sanderson approximately? Or what
Sander, yeah. No, I'm heading towards. Oh, I don't know. You're gonna make me look at the VFR chart, aren't you? You dirty
Just tell me
rats.
where. Tell me what you know.
I'm heading towards. I'm actually heading towards Seattle right now. I've tuned in Seattle. I'm on that. Let's see, the Victor 27 airway. And I'm going to turn north at Caro, which I believe is.
I see Caro. It's right over the
20.
States
Yeah.
Inlet.
Right, 24 DME. So I'm coming up on it here. I've somehow went through my 9,000. Why did I do that? What's going on here? There we go. That'll level me out. Alright, so picking up speed again. I can probably not a bad power setting right here. Usually get about 120 knots in this bad boy. Alright, so we're going to have to track though. Let's see, Olympia 113.4. That's what we'll have to track outbound.
Who ordered this weather up here?
Hava Nagila, man, I tell you what, it's something, isn't it? I did not pick up that inbound very well, did I? Not well at all. I'm going to have to turn north here in just a second. So I can't get too crazy with the correction. Got about 4 miles to try to get on this track here. Yeah, this is something else, I'm telling you, man. But man, oh man, does the ENV suite do a good job of rendering clouds and the sky. Holy cow. And I mean, it's doing all the haze down there. That's pretty awesome. This is what I miss in X-Plane. I don't know how to get this sky in X-Plane. That's what I want. One of the many things I want from Santa.
I would imagine it's probably coming.
Okay, 346. I need to turn.
That would be my guess. At least.
Yeah. Well, I mean, patience. Is that what you're telling me?
Just remember how far we've come. You've been around long enough. You know.
Well, but it's different from. It's different than saying, you know, we're moving from wire frames to what we have right now. Every other sim has skies like this, so it's, you know, it's not like it's, I don't know, it's got work to do, I guess is what I'm saying. But they'll get there. They've done a good job.
I just broke out of that ocean fog, I think.
Yeah. Okay, flipping it over to Olympia 1340. See how close I am here. Oh, not too bad. Let's just pop the nav on and we'll pick it right up right now.
Give me a position report when you have a moment.
Okay, I just turned north. Do you see
the Caro intersection?
Yeah, the Caro intersection. Turned
Gotcha.
north. Now I am tracking. Yeah, up toward. What's that? Penn City? What it is? I forgot what that is. Penn Cove.
I'm going to stop off at Port Orchard since we were just talking about that not too long ago.
Yep. We'll fly right over that and Vashon Municipal. Be two good spots to stop in and check out.
I'm sorry. We were talking. Wait,
No, we
Port
were.
Orchard or Wax Orchard?
Oh, you're right.
Wax
No,
Orchard.
Wax Orchard.
Yeah, it's
And
just to the east there.
yeah. Yeah, if you would stay on that Victor Airway, he's talking about there's a couple little airports right here. Wax Orchard
Yeah,
and
so
Vashon.
we could sneak in under the Bravo there and slip in there and right back.
Yep. And I probably should have. At my altitude, I'm actually probably where I should have checked in.
How high are you?
9,000.
Yeah, you should be talking to Bravo.
Yes, I should. Whoops. Yeah, nobody on, fortunately, but that's a script. So 5,000 to 7. Wait.
I mean,
5 to
technically
7.
you're outside of it, but they probably like to know that, hey.
Are you outside of it if you're in that?
At Cairo, yeah.
Okay. The 30-mile arc is just making sure you have mode Charlie on so they can see you, basically, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Alright, so yeah, that's... Yeah, if I was to go any further, though, I'd have to check in because I'm above 5,000.
So look at my stream. I am looking out my window at something down there that I have no idea what that is.
Some little,
What is that?
I don't know. There's all kinds of military stuff around here, right? I mean, there's Gray Air Force Base, but that's to the other side. That'd be up in here. Boy, I don't know. That's weird. All right. Anyway, going back to what I was.
Where's Al South when you need him? He can
No
track that
kidding,
down.
man. So this is. So when we turn here, we're going to be 27 initially. Then this is a 26-mile leg. So when we get up here, so that's 7. So 20. All right. So we're at 7 here and another 26. So if I do 20, if I add 26 to 20, I get 40. 46. When I get 46 DME away, I'm going to be right here to the Diggin intersection. And really, I should change over right here to RP. So instead of 46, or instead of 40, 40 minus 7, 33. Whew. That's a lot of work. So 33 DME. Oh man, I'm just about there. I need to flip over. And this is not a place to mess up, as you can see. There's some serious terrain going on here. So let's tune in Penn Cove 117.2. See how close we are. We're supposed to be 166 outbound from Penn Cove. So that's actually right where we're at. Beautiful. How about
traffic, Horizon 343 just vacated 16 right via November, crossing 16 center via November, continuing on November, crossing 16 left, and making a left on Bravo into Charlie Gate.
Boy, am I getting some views up here. I can't wait for you to get up to this little spot. Swing over to NORAD, Kenny Monster saying. Is there a NORAD?
We'll keep an eye out for you there. We're coming out of the South Ramp area near South Satellite, and then gonna head straight down to Bravo to 16 left, and that's the Virgin.
Okay, so we're 40. Get to Penn Cove.
Back in the fog again.
Uh-oh, okay. Yeah, it does clear up north of Seattle a little, so that's That's encouraging because that means we can do some work up here, Friday Harbor area. I'm trying to remember, was it FS9 that had Friday Harbor as the default airport?
I don't know. I thought it was always Meigs Field.
Meigs was definitely one of them, but I thought Friday Harbor was one at one point in time. Could be wrong. I like to make a lot of stuff up. Very few people check my facts, so I get into a bad
Well,
habit.
there are facts, and then there are true facts. That's what we would always say when we used to do a lot of political commercials.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
There are facts, and then there are true facts.
So Kenny Monster is saying there's bad weather in Boston. I wish you wouldn't bring that up, Kenny, because I have some bad memories of bad weather in Boston and an L1011. I think the cleanup crew is still picking up pieces of that bird.
You got parts scattered all over Boston.
Yeah.
Well, it just turned into a not VFR day.
Oh man.
So I'm turning around and poking back out.
Well.
I can see the ground, so that counts, right?
Somebody once told me no. It's
Yeah.
good if you can see the ground, but Kenny Monster has not gotten the image out. It has the image in my head, and then it has the laughing emoji. Alright, we are 33 miles from Penn Cove. Everything's looking good, although I do see now that I said the weather looks like it's clearing up. It looks like perhaps north of Penn Cove, not so much. Now 284. I do need to see if I remember how to tune an NDB in this bird. Oh, by the way, how about you squawk VFR? Holy
Oh, boy.
guacamole! What the heck is
Oh,
going on
boy.
around here?
Where's
Ooh,
this guy?
look at that. 284 is already set, so I didn't have to worry about it. So other than the puke, how was the L1011? So other than that, how did you enjoy the play, Mrs. Lincoln?
How was it?
Only 250 of them made, I know. You know, I actually, Kenny, I really like that plane. I have 4 vintage, I would call them airliners. One of them, the DC-3. Okay, is that an airliner? I guess it kind of is. But I've got the 737-200. I've got the L1011. I've got the DC-8. I think of all of them, the L1011 is my favorite. It's kind of in that sweet spot. The 737-200 is the easiest to fly. And if you just want to hop in, turn the engines on, and start flying, that's the one for you. The DC-8 it's the most antiquated, I guess. And once you get the engine started, it's not too bad to fly. I fly the DC-8 a lot better than I fly the L1011. But I kind of like the L1011 has just enough kind of autopilot features that the ability to control your speed is the difference in the L1011. But man,
do tell.
yeah,
Control your speed. Do tell.
right? You know that, right? But so I do have.
Not calling the kettle black here tonight, right?
Well, that's why I like that plane, is because I can set the speed, set it and forget it, and that's kind of what I need. You know, when you're flying, and you know, like you've got the Mad Dog, you've got a sense of this. If if you're doing the job of 3 pilots, it's kind of nice to be able to
Oh yeah, for sure.
click a button and let the computer do a little bit of it. All right, do I have the ability? I thought I did this one time where I could turn on 2200. Check an ATIS while I monitor. Do I have to do this? Com2,
Kilo.
oh,
Kilo 0 Sierra Niner airport information Whiskey 0140 Zulu weather wind 116 at 3 visibility 10 sky condition ceiling 10,100 broken ceiling 10,000 broken temperature 7 dew point 3 altimeter 2999 advise on initial contact you have information Whiskey.
alright. 2999, that's really what I was looking for.
Kilo 0 Sierra
Whoops.
Niner airport information Whiskey 0.
Turn that off. That is nice. I don't know why my lights aren't coming on. Why aren't the little lights twinkling, Clark? Yeah, so Kenny, I've got a DC-8 historic route, a series of routes set up that I'm going to do. I think I'll probably be able to get at least one of them done during the kind of Christmas / New Year season. And yeah, most the problems that I have mostly with the DC-8 just involve getting the engine started. It's just my GPS. All I have to do is click that, so I don't have it turned on because I don't need it. But I think I just have to just have to click the power button and I turn that on, tracks. But yeah, GPS schmeeps. I actually have the G750 for this from Flight 1, which is a beautiful GPS, but Slant Alpha ruined me for life. Oops, I'm flying on heading mode still. Why? Why, SpongeBob? Why? Let's get on nav mode. Okay, and again, this is counting down now 20 miles to Penn Cove. Oh, that's maybe, you're right. Maybe if I have that on, I bet you're right. Does that matter? No, it doesn't.
Kilo 0 Sierra.
I don't want that now. Yeah, interesting. There's got to be a reason. Honestly, it could be a fuse, really, truly. I mean, I bet if I looked.
What's going on in your clunker up there?
Oh, I have some lights that aren't working here. Navcom 2. That's in. Those are in, I guess. I don't know. All these fuses, though, they are modeled. I haven't had a fuse failure yet, so it might be something I look at when I land, though, tracks. But yeah, I don't know. That's usually those come on, and they're not. So my COM 1 lights and my COM 2 lights are not on. They're not flickering. All right, I better do some planning here. Friday Harbor.
Give me a position report for me.
I am 15 miles south of Penn Cove. Friday Harbor, I gotta go all the way down to 112 feet, so I basically have to lose all my altitude. I think I'm gonna start the descent now and just see if I can't. So this is part of what I want to work on, and I want to try to do this manually. So I'm gonna set my power at 90, and then I'm going to attempt to fly a 500 feet per minute descent. This is one of the things that I have not done very well. in this plane. I think part of the problem is that I neglect to set power first, and then I start to pitch, and that's not a good combination. You should get your power set first, then adjust your pitch. How about 500 feet per minute, not 1,500 feet per minute? Try to get it trimmed out. Let's see how close we can get. Alright, that's closer. That's not too bad. Alright, let's see how we do here. We are 10.9 miles from Penn Cove. We are drifting a little bit. So let me make a drastic, radical course adjustment here. Oh boy. Drifting a little bit to the east of our course. Once we get past Penn Cove, we'd go looking here, looking 10 miles to the Island intersection, and then from Island we turn 279er. See if I can get on that outbound here. I'm gonna put this, I'm gonna set this right now. 279er is about right there.
There's an NDB at Friday Harbor.
Hey firm, I'm going to tune that in here as soon as
284.
tune that bad boy in here as soon as I can. It's already pointing at it. Actually, it's alive.
Left over from the last time you were here, probably.
It has to be. I don't
Probably.
know. I can't remember the last time I flew an NDB, so do they repeat? Are they like VORs where you can sometimes get the same?
Oh yeah.
I mean, I know there's not very many of them left in the real world, but okay. I didn't realize I had set my time. I thought I backed my time up, but I kind of feel like, oh wow, that is so beautiful. Oh my goodness gracious. Got a little beacon down there going. Wonder if that's Vashon.
No, you're way past that.
Yeah, you're right. I am. I'm way north of that.
Don't fly over the sub ends.
Is
For
that
reasons
the
of
EFT?
national security, pilots are requested to avoid flight at and below 2900 MSL in this area.
Where are we at? What? By Whitby Island?
Just look at your charts.
Yeah, charts smarts. Is that EFT left of the turn coordinator? If so, your mic seems off. Left of the turn coordinator. Talking right here? What? What are you talking about, Trax? Left of EGT and CHT. So cylinder head temp. Okay, yeah. Mix is off. So I had leaned it out a little bit for so am I too lean? Is that what you're seeing? I guess I don't understand how that, I mean, can tell me that. Talk to me. This is something I need to learn. I can tell. Trax, what do I do here? Trax is telling me that this guy is saying right now that my mix is off, and so that's maybe jump on Discord and tell me what's going on. That's exhaust heat. You want it as close to the red line as possible. So
Are you talking about your exhaust gas temperature?
that's what he's saying. Whoops, I'm drifting way too far now. So, okay, I guess I don't know what I've done there. So what I did is I leaned the mix when I was leaned the mix when I was on the ramp, and I just maximized my RPMs. That's kind of what I was looking at, and tried to stay rich of peak. But I guess I need to know more about that then, because I'm not familiar with that. But that's definitely.
Well, my understanding is when you lean the engine,
Yep.
you set the RPM
Right.
at wherever you want, but then you adjust the mixture lever while you're watching the EGT gauge.
Okay.
And as you lean the EGT gauge, that needle will finally peak. When it peaks,
Jeez.
there's different rules of thought about whether or not to be rich of peak or lean of peak. Most POHs will say that you need to be 50 degrees rich of peak.
Okay.
So as you're leaning, as soon as that needle peaks, then you need to go back in the rich direction to bring it down 50 degrees.
Okay. So I actually was looking
I
at.
understand it.
Okay, so I was looking at completely the wrong gauge. It maximizes your RPMs, but that's not what you're looking at when you're talking about rich of peak or lean of peak.
Yeah, you're talking about the mixture of the
Okay.
fuel versus air.
All right, well, when I get on the ground, then I'm going to mess with that. So right now, I just kind of have it. Like I say, I have it to where I was getting maximum RPMs, but it looks like that's not good for the cylinder heat to be that low. Okay, understood. Let's see, the other thing.
I'd pop into Discord real quick here.
Oh, hey, yeah, hi, man.
Easier than typing to you a whole bunch.
Yeah, so when I get on the ground here, let's if you don't mind, I'd like to learn how to do that correctly there. That'd be really awesome.
Yeah, and basically exactly what Downwind said is correct from everything that I've learned. But the point is that you're trying to get your fuel efficiency as best possible, and that's gonna be the best for your engine. What it does to your RPMs is like a side effect of that.
Okay. I see. Okay, that's interesting. So when you're at high altitudes, then you're by making yourself more efficient, you're also at the same time you're getting that maximum kind of horsepower.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, very cool.
Yeah, because the higher you go, the molecules of air are farther apart. So in any given volume, you have less oxygen to burn.
Okay.
Thereby, the mixture becomes more and more rich the higher that you go, unless you do something to. And airplanes naturally have a very easy way to adjust that by just reaching up and grabbing a lever and pulling on it. Like in cars and computers in cars and stuff nowadays will compensate for that. But like the old four-wheelers and the old motorcycles and stuff,
Right.
it always used to be like, hey, if you're above 5,000 feet, then you need to run this different jet because it's gonna, it's basically gonna lean your mixture to make your four-wheeler run better at 7,000 feet in the mountains. So it's the same idea, except just in the airplane you have a knob.
I see. Kenny Monster is saying, no, not this argument. I've seen fights break out on Twitch over that. It's like me debating the metric system.
Yeah, I've seen discussions on, you know, is it rich of peak, lean of peak, and you know, we could debate that for sure, and I see both sides of the story. I would usually, if you're renting a plane, I would go with what the POH says.
Yeah. Well, because if you don't do it right, I mean, you damage the heads.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Kenny said, I bought a snowmobile years ago. The guy had an entire set of jets for it because he'd go riding in the Black Hills.
Oh yeah.
Nice.
Awesome. Yeah.
Okay, so all this talk of lean of peak and rich of peak really makes me want to fly patterns at Bar Harbor or Friday Harbor. So let's see here.
Go right into the country, would you?
16 and 34. Asphalt. Grooved. It's groovy. Groovy asphalt. My favorite kind of asphalt. Okay, what'd I say? 16 and 34? Alright, let's spin this guy.
You're Mr. Short-term memory loss, just like me.
Yeah, it's
135,675 is the ATIS. Or excuse me, ASOS.
35,675. Let's see what it says here. Bada bing. Clickage. See if it does it for me. Nope, that's not working for me, but 22 double nothings.
Kilo 86 Sierra airport information Bravo 0155 Zulu
Except it's
weather
not the right-
wind 106 at 15 visibility 10.
Not the right airport. So I'm just gonna have to lean on good old
I got it. Winds light and variable. Visibility more than 10. 8,000 at view.
okay.
3002.
And right hand pattern to both.
Yep, right.
Okay.
Yep.
Well, I'm coming into runway 34, so I think what I'll probably do is I'm seeing 09 or 0, so I'll probably just do a right hand downwind to runway. Oh shoot, I've already runway 14. I think is what I'll do. So I'm kind of, that's roughly into it. I think I have the runway. I think I have the airfield in sight. I don't know. Maybe I do. Maybe I don't know. That NDB is telling me that's not the field. So I'm gonna keep going. So the hard part about this is that the Orbix Friday Harbor, and I didn't realize this until I bought it, which was an awesome find, but it includes 7 airports with it. So if you buy Friday Harbor, you get just a ton of other places to fly, but they're all like in here within a typical, you know, like 10-mile radius. And so sometimes you see these airfields like what I see off my 12 o'clock, and I'm not 100% sure that's not where I'm supposed to go. I think it might actually be. Now I have something else. I have 2 airfields. I think this is it up here.
I know exactly where we are.
That's
honey.
right. This one I really don't. This airport that I'm flying by right now, I believe, is Lopez Island. I think that's the guy we're seeing right here. This is the Friday Harbor, and the airfield sits right on the opposite side. So that's why I think kind of what we're seeing up in this area here is probably our boy. We're at 2,300. We've managed to do a fairly good, and the NDB is kind of showing us that too, saying head that way just a little bit, about 030-ish. So that means Yeah, I think we're still going to do that. You guys, you all right with that? If we plan 14 as our runway. Nobody said no. Friday Harbor traffic, Skyhawk, 516 Delta Mike, approximately 5 miles east of the field. We'll be entering right-hand traffic pattern, runway 14, Friday Harbor. You never know, there might be some people here. I did hear some guys talking down in Seattle. That was kind of cool. Nope, just us 2 chickens heading into Friday Harbor.
Friday Harbor traffic, Mooney 748 Hotel Sierra is ending our right pattern for right downwind for runway 16, Friday Harbor.
Oh, yeah, I think I said 14. 16 is correct. Alright, so I should see you at some point. I see the airfield right there. So where is our friend Downwind Sim? So I guess what I would ask you is, if my cylinder head temp is really, really low right now, does that tell you that I'm running too lean or too rich?
I'm generally too rich.
Okay.
But anything below, you know, if you're in the pattern below 3,000,
Yeah.
you're full rich. Anything.
Yeah.
Friday Harbor traffic, Mooney 748 Hotel Sierra, turning base runway 14, Friday Harbor.
And feel free if you want to do some pattern work here, because that was kind of what I was thinking before it got too dark. Yep, there's our field. Friday Harbor traffic, Skyhawk, 6 Delta Mike, right downwind, runway 16, Friday Harbor.
Friday Harbor traffic, Mooney 748 Hotel Sierra is on final for runway 16 for the option, Friday Harbor.
Oh crud, maybe that's just a road. Oh no, where am I? I may not be where I think I am. I actually don't. Yeah, that's it. That's it. All right, there we go. I can see the green lights there. I thought so. Okay. Okay, we'll pop a notch of flaps in here. Try to hold the nose a little more steady than you just did there, my man. Okay, yeah, there's our airfield. It's going to be a fairly tight base to final, which is unique for me. No, Kenny, other way around. I asked if my temperatures are they're on the low side, does that mean I'm lean or rich? And Downwind said that probably means
Friday Harbor traffic, Mooney 748 Hotel Sierra is turning crosswind runway 16, Friday Harbor.
Friday Harbor, Skylane, 516 Delta Mike, left base 16, Friday Harbor. So I'd probably just have to go straight in to my final here, and I need to slow down, cowboy. A little too quick.
Yeah, the
Yep.
interesting thing about using the EG2 is that you'll start off being
Friday
below
Harbor,
temperature, but
Skylane, 516 Delta Mike, final runway 16, Sky Harbor. Sorry, Jax, I can hear you and talk at the same time.
yeah, so you'll start off when you're rich. You'll start off being under temperature. as you lean it out, you'll get to that peak temperature. But once you get beyond that, the exhaust gas temperature will start coming down again as you get to
Okay. Yeah,
so you can't look at it and say, okay, the temperature is down. Does that mean I'm too lean or too rich? It could be either.
Okay, gotcha. All cool stuff, man. Stuff I don't know. But let's see if we can do a few proper patterns here.
I'm aggravating the rich people by making left traffic here. I guess I'll switch it up and make right traffic.
Oh, I did the same thing. What in the world?
Yeah. They don't want you flying over their
No,
fancy
they don't.
fancy house.
So right, I need to do a right crosswind departure here, man. I can't. That's pretty sad when you can't even remember your left from your right. Whoops. Okay. Hold it off. Yeah, just. That was better. A little shaky. A little shaky on the approach. Kind of doing the old nose up and down thing like I always do in this plane.
Which yoke are you using?
Okay, here we go. Yeah, Friday Harbor traffic, Skylane 516 Delta Mike on the go, right crosswind 16 Friday Harbor. Kenny predicted negative 300. Remember, Kenny, it's yes, no, or in the case of some of these planes, number of bounces. And I think today the prediction should be number of phone calls to the FBO because I flew the wrong traffic pattern. Alright, let me get this noisy beast. Get the power set. Friday Harbor 516 Delta Mike.
Hear me anymore?
Right downwind 16 Friday Harbor. Now I can, but I lost you there for a second. But you're kind of sounding a little bit faint right now. And negative 300, really, Kenny Monster? At 2, Kenny Monster? A guy puts one L1011 down in the Boston Harbor and he's branded for life.
Yeah, I don't know if you can hear me.
Oh boy.
Something happened where I lost all my sound, so.
Yeah, man, that was.
One more pattern and
Ooh, yeah, that didn't sound right. Oh, it's all in good fun. You can't laugh at yourself. I mean, this is not the way to spend your time if you don't want to chuckle at yourself. Yeah, so I don't know, downwind, if you're hearing me, that sounded really, really weird. So I don't know what's going on, but get yourself on the ground, check your fuse. Actually, I think what's happening is he's slowly turning into a cyborg with that Oculus. Alright, I think we're close here. Friday Harbor traffic, Skylane 516 Delta Mike, right base, runway 16 Friday Harbor. Uncoordinated turn. Oh, I forgot to drop flaps on the downwind. That was not good. Okay, let's do that now. First notch going in. How close are we? Oh, we're in pretty good shape actually. Friday Harbor traffic, Skyhawk 516 Delta Mike, final runway 16 Friday Harbor. Bit high, I think, though that's the only problem. high, says the poppy lights, and a little early on that turn. So I was a little late on the first turn because I was trying to avoid all the yachts in the harbor there. A little bit early on this turn. Second notch of flaps coming in. There we go. We're starting to pick it up. Trim, 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 trim. Boy, this thing trims so slowly. It's not even funny. Trying to get it trimmed, and I try to use the power a little bit better. There we go. That's a little better. Oops. Yeah, I'm a little fast. I like to be more like about 60. See if I can just bleed it off here a little bit. Getting dark. I don't know if I'll be able to do much more. Yeah, a little bit too early of a flare. God, did it twice. Oh, that was a rough one. Yeah, I can't end on that one, guys. One more. Uno mas. Flag almost looks like I'm doing a downwind landing. Alright, one more. Friday Harbor traffic. Skyhawk 516 Delta Mike. Right crosswind, runway 16 Friday Harbor. Oh boy. Where are we going? Holy Moses. Okay, let's pull back the power. Set it for climb. Friday Harbor traffic, Skyhawk 516 Delta Mike, right downwind, runway 16 Friday Harbor. See if we can have one good one to finish on here. This will be it regardless. Oh, I didn't. I had 2 notches of flaps on my takeoff there. Oops. Yeah, too much for me to remember, I think, is the problem at this point in time. Kind of feel the wind's picked up too a little bit here. It only says 09 or 0 at 4, but I feel like I'm getting pushed around just a little bit. Kind of tight to the field, but I think that's more like where you're supposed to be, so we'll take it. Yeah, hopefully we're not buffering a little bit. It has been known to happen though on my Wyoming internet. Alright, let's put a notch of flaps in here on the downwind like we're supposed to. Need to get my speed to about 80 though. I think that's part of the problem, is I was too fast last time. Too fast. Friday Harbor traffic, Skyhawk 516 Delta Mike, right base runway 16 Friday Harbor. There we go, that's better speed. There's somebody trying to talk in that background. I have not been able to see downwind sim, so hopefully he's doing okay. Friday Harbor traffic, Skyhawk 516, excuse me, Skylane 516 Delta Mike, turning final runway 16 Friday Harbor. Oh boy, way too early. Yeah, way too early. Darn it. Darn it all. A bit low. Throw a notch, second notch of flaps in. I'd like to be right in around 60 if I could. seems to be a sweet spot. But really a poor pattern. Hey, Alright, get a little slow here. Increase the power just a bit. One red, one white. Alright, let's get to 500. There we go. Power is speed's much better. And looks like I have to make a right-hand turn here. There we go. That looks a lot better. A lot better. Put that final notch in. Flared a little too early. Ah, jeez, that was the worst one yet. The flare is what I just don't time that flare very well in this plane. I don't know if I just have a bad sight picture in my mind or what, but I flare too soon and then I lose all power and then I just drop like a rock. Yeah, and that's the other thing, Kenny, is I'm not getting slow enough because I don't hear that stall horn at all. What the heck? One more. Downwind sim, he's gonna mess with things. We'll do one more. We'll try to get ourselves down. We'll try to get that stall horn going. Because you're right, I should hear that every time. You saying what? Track? Sorry.
So don't forget to bring your flaps up.
Yep. Alright, there we go. Flaps up. Friday Harbor traffic. Skylane 516 Delta Mike. Right crosswind, runway 16, Friday Harbor. Alright, so I do think the speed was better that time. I just kind of, like I say, I just didn't time the flare very well, and I didn't hold it off. You know, I pitch up too far. I get the nose up too high, and then that, instead of that nice gentle kind of flare that bleeds off the last little bit of energy, it just ends up lifting me up and then body slamming me back down onto the concrete. Friday Harbor traffic, Skylane 516 Delta Mike right, downwind, runway 16, Friday Harbor. Really, what I need is about 1,000 more of these. And I'll start to figure it out. Alright, so don't have to be going too fast here. Let's get it stabilized. Trimmed out.
Yeah, it seems like once you slow down, your mind is still working at the previous pace.
That might be it.
You just get a little ahead of yourself.
Yeah. Alright. Toss a notch of flaps in here. Just let the plane...
Hey, I'm back.
Alright. What the heck happened, man?
I was flying along and all of a sudden all of the audio on my computer dumped. Everything.
Hey,
Sim, Discord, everything.
holy
So
cow.
I don't know. I mean, I have the sim's been running for like 2.5 days, so that could have been a problem.
Is that what I end up with? Is like I leave the sim on, and then I have all my scenery building stuff going, and yeah, like you say, for 2 days straight, and then I wonder why it doesn't work. So Kenny,
That's right.
Kenny Monster says same thing. Just struggle with the flare, the depth perception. Yeah, because I'm trying at the same time. I'm trying to look out here. You know, you're keeping your eyes down the runway, but you're also trying to look out here to just kind of get a sense for as the ground is coming up to meet you. And And that's the art of it. I think I'm well past. Okay. Friday Harbor traffic, Skyhawk, Skylane, 516 Delta Mike, right base, runway 16, Friday Harbor.
I have the answer for the depth perception thing.
Do you? Does it start with an O? Give me an O. Yeah. I can't argue that.
That's why it's hard to go back.
Oculus Rift. Sponsored by Downwind Sim and Tombstone Pizza.
Perfect.
Oh
In
boy.
a real plane, how much does the synthetic horizon help?
That would not be a question for me because I have not done this in a real plane.
What's the question? What's
Friday
the
Harbor
question?
traffic,
Synthetic
Skyhawk,
How much
516
like the
Delta Mike,
synthetic horizon?
on final.
I'm just wondering how much the
16.
synthetic horizon on the
God, I turned too
like on the
early again.
G1000s and stuff. How well that helps with that depth perception.
Oh, I have no idea, because I haven't flown a plane with the G1000. The Cessnas that I've flown, in my personal experience, especially like with flying patterns and stuff, in my case, the first couple that I did, I totally had tunnel vision and just focusing on the runway and, airspeed, runway, and not paying attention to other things that were going on around me. And the first time we landed, my instructor looks over at me and goes, "Did you see that big flock of birds?" And my face turned red and I got a big knot in my throat, and I'm like, I did not see it at all, and it was sort of scary.
Whoa.
My second pattern that I flew, I did see the flock of birds. So he was like, I was ready to grab it. If you were heading toward him, I was ready to grab it. I'm like, okay, cool. So situational awareness, at least in my experience, is a big and I guess, that's why I'm such a fan of the VR stuff, is because it gives me all of that.
There's the old one-wheel landing. Still didn't get the stall horn.
Which wheel?
Right wheel. Hey, I landed put my wing into the wind, and I just got shoved down on final. I just got lurched to the left. Well, okay, that was why I'm doing this, though, because I need the practice. So it was good to practice not only the patterns here, but also the IFR navigation, and then always good just to spend a couple hours in the Skyhawk or the Skylane. See, that tells you, oh gosh, now I can't even taxi. That tells you I'm not spending near enough time in this plane. I'm calling it a Skyhawk. I'm calling it this, that. I can't taxi. Dogs and cats living together.
It's also real easy to judge when I'm sitting on my couch watching instead of actually doing.
Alright, but the most important thing is I can walk away from this stream with a new nugget of knowledge. So let me get parked and let me see if I can figure out this whole lean of peak, rich of peak thing. By the way, I did successfully fly 2 down base winds. So, I don't know if you guys are watching that or not,
Good
but
for you.
yeah, it's special. So I don't know if this is the FBO or not, but this is where we're going to go. Are you on the ground here somewhere downwind, or did you go ahead and just stick a fork in it?
I'm back. I'm here at the same spot.
Is there a parking spot? Yeah, there's some parking
If you're
spots
kind
there.
of done, I don't know if you wanted to try that dual cockpit thing. See if we could get it. How much time do you have?
How much time we got? Now, let me just make sure I can get. This is actually one thing that does irritate me a little bit about Orbix airports. So I'm on a concrete ramp, and I've really got to rev it up like I'm in the mud to get going anywhere. Some of these, and I think they're kind of like the port over from, like right now, I am literally at a quarter throttle and I should be just fine. And there you go. Lurch is out. Yeah. So this is not going to end well right here because I have to pump it up a little bit and I'll get going and then it'll be 50 miles an hour.
You got
All right,
glue
close
on
enough.
the tires?
Well, yeah, but that it does. It's like you're flying through sand and it's just
okay.
weird. The friction coefficient is people grumble about that quite a bit actually. So, all right, so here we go. Let me pull the brake, the parking brake here. So I'm going to look at the EGT. What do I need? About 1700. How many RPM just to get a feel for this?
Sure.
Okay. Alright, so there we go. That's pretty close. So right now I'm full rich. And I've got my EGT rising steadily.
Yep. So are you pulling back on the?
I'm not yet. I'm just letting it kind of stabilize. Kenny Monster, by the way, was the only one that got my dogs and cats living together joke. Thank you very much, Kenny. Much appreciated. Alright, so now I'm leaning. And so I should be seeing the temperature. Looks like the temperature's rising. Is that what I want?
Yeah, you want it to rise up to its peak.
Alright, so I'm just
So
slowly...
you're looking at the EGT side.
Correct.
Not cylinder head.
Correct. Is that right? That's what I want to look at, right?
Yeah, that's correct.
Okay.
EGT.
So I'm just slowly bumping down the mixture. And it looks like maybe that's as far as it's gonna go. You can see my parking brakes are not holding very well. So as soon as I get to that, that's peak, and then what I want to do is bump it back forward, you know, a little bit rich until it's...
Yep. So 2 lines essentially.
So 2 lines.
Because it's 25 degree Fahrenheit per division.
Okay. So here we go. So that essentially takes me back to full rich, essentially, which is not surprising because I'm basically at sea level.
Yep.
Okay.
Right.
All right,
So you'd see a bigger difference if we went somewhere else that was
okay.
higher.
Well, that makes sense now. I'll start to look for that. And again, I was looking down here. Samsonite. I was way off. I was looking at RPM. So there you go. I just learned something. And maybe you learned something too, because that's what it's all about here on the Learning Channel. Well, all right. It's good to have 2 CFIs in the cockpit with me at any given time. So, yeah, that's awesome for a guy like me that's never ever. I mean, I've flown, but I was 6 or whatever. You know, it wasn't like my grandpa was letting me do any of this stuff. So, okay, let's turn everything off, and let's make sure we do all
Nice
the
job.
radio stack. That all looks good. I will put the control.
You learned something then, right?
Dude, I did, yeah. And I honestly I do. I learn almost every time something. I just glean something from like just watching somebody's stream. You know,
Yeah, me too.
yeah. It's just crazy how much you can learn just by, you know, you watch just
like,
for pleasure.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Uh-huh.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
Let's see what the report is here. Still in excellent shape. I'm not getting any kind of a warning at all. Sometimes up here it'll give you like a little yellow light, but yeah, I think that looks good. So, all right, well, okay, so hang tight, Downwind Sim and Tracks. I'll come back on the Discord in just a second. Kenny, thanks for hanging out with us. Really appreciate it. It was good talking to all of you guys. And let's see, real fast, the Thursday stream, it's a Tower Thursday, and it's kind of back in this neck of the woods. Actually, it's in SoCal, and so I'm going to be doing that. I still don't know exactly where it's at. I need to get more details on that, but I'll be back in P3D, and I'll be in the Kodiak doing that. So that should be a lot of fun. And then no stream on Saturday, and that's when I've got some family coming to town for the holiday break, and so really the probably after Thursday it may be a while because we'll be doing family stuff, and I'm not sure just how much streaming I'll be able to do, but I will most certainly be back the first part of the new year doing a little of this and a little of that, and maybe the shared cockpit thing will be an add-on to the channel. You know, maybe that's something that Downwind Sim and I can figure out how to do, and add that really to both of our streams. But until then, I'm going to say goodnight. Look for y'all on the TCast. Take care and God bless.